The last video that we did was Canic Chase, and it was basically Mark who had the B-twin bike. He was taking it down the trails, and we see now he knows how his bike rides, but we wanted to see if his bike survived Canic Chase. But I've done some upgrades. Let me take you over them now. So you'll have to excuse me. The workshop's quite busy at the moment. Right, let's go over what I've done to Mark's bike. Okay, the first thing is we changed the crank. Now, I don't know if you remember my video with the Chinese cranks. I've stuck these in. I've took the old square tapered bottom bracket out. I've put a Shimano XT bottom bracket in. I've put the Chinese cranks on. He's now got a 32 tooth oval chainring on there. He's still running his 36 cassette, but he's a fit lad, so I think he can cope with that. New bottle cage, if you remember his old one, he'd bodged it a little bit. So we've got rid of obviously that derailleur, we've got rid of the shifter, which gets rid of the weight. We've got rid of his old forks. They were really, I don't know, heavy forks. Now, this is actually a head tube for a tapered fork, and it had a straight fork in there with an adapter. So we've got rid of that. There is now a 130mm RockShox Recon, which is actually lighter than his previous fork, which only had 100mm, which is brilliant. So that old fork actually had a lockout on here. This doesn't, so he's also lost that. So he's tidied his cockpit up a bit, and he's had to have a new wheel. So with this wheel, he's stuck a bigger rotor on, or I've stuck a bigger rotor on for him, a 180 rotor. And we've got a really strong sturdy wheel with a 15mm through axle there, so it's going to be a lot stiffer for him. The bike itself is a hell of a lot lighter, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So let's get on the trail and let's have a look what Mark thinks of this bike. Before we go on the trail, I just want to show you this. These were Mark's pads. So we've just come out of tier 4 lockdown. It's a massive coincidence. I've just come all the way over to West Bromwich, and lo and behold, my riding partners are with me. They've just turned up out of the blue. I can't believe it. We must have all had the same idea. We're at Sandwell Valley today. We're going to do some laps, and we're going to have a look at Mark's bike now. I've upgraded it and get his opinion on it, I think. Oh, this is going to be slick. Yeah. Yes, welcome to Sandwell Valley, guys. The only place in the UK at the moment where you can actually ride, or it's dry enough to ride. And the only place that's not slippy. Okay, I'll take that little bit back. It is quite slippy and it is quite wet. But compared to places where we normally ride locally, which is Clenton and Kinver, this place is an absolute desert.
Oh, it's wet. Sandwell Valley.
Yes, indeed, we're in Sandwell Valley today, and we're testing Mark's bike after we've had these upgrades on. Now, you don't get to see Mark's bike that much the first section of this video, because we are just getting the feelers and testing this 1 mile track out. Now, it's a loop, and there's different variations in the loop, blue, red and black variations, and to be honest, this coming up is classed as a black section at Sandwell Valley. Yeah, it's a rock roller and it's not a black section, so I would actually say they're throwing caution into the wind there and labelling the track so they don't get sued. But they're all blue tracks, to be honest. And normally in the summer you'd be able to get a little bit of air on these last few jumps here in Sandwell Valley mountain bike course, but these kind of conditions you've not got a chance in now.
So we are going Sandwell Valley. We are legally able to go down this trail.
Yeah. There's several routes. Shall I go first to ensure we find the best one?
I think so.
And if I do crash,
I've got you on camera. Yeah.
If I do crash, don't run into me.
And here goes Mark on his B-twin. We'll talk more about Mark and his style of riding a little bit later on. But yeah, we're going on about legally able to get down certain trails. We are exploring the rest of Sandwell Valley Country Park at the moment. We got a little bit bored of the mountain bike track.
Yeah, I remember that running a little bit faster in the summer. I'm going to follow these guys because this is a bit like a ski slope.
Just want to take this time to thank everyone for watching the channel. I do appreciate it. 80% of the people that actually watch the channel don't subscribe. So if you want to subscribe, feel free. I'd really appreciate it.
Bonnie, you right? That's unusual. Friendly over West Bromwich. But I just want to ask Mark how your bike is, mate.
It's amazing.
Yeah, really good.
It handles so well now.
What's the best part of it?
Just the forks. I can corner faster and it absorbs a lot of the crap out of the track and that, so I've got more confidence now.
So basically, from what was an entry-level hardtail, you made it into a trail bike, a shredder.
This is essential in the case of emergency.
You say you can get the front end up more as well.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Hey!
with these forks it's a lot easier to get the front end up.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Mark really has got no fear.
So Mark was saying that of all these upgrades that I've done on the bike, the fork was the major thing. And that's one of two reasons. One, it's more trouble. Obviously we've gone from 100mm to 130mm. You're not normally meant to go that much on a fork, it throws the geometry out. But being a cheaper bike, the head angle was very steep.
Oh shit. Forgot to put my dropper down.
So the head angle being that steep means any kind of difference in the front of that bike in height is going to improve the performance of that bike quite a lot. And there's Mark on his bike again.
You leave it to a 360. The faster you go, the easier it is. Woohoo!
Yes, it was absolutely freezing on this day.
Mark's going to come whizzing past us in a minute, isn't he? Oh!
Little bit of black ice there.
I shit myself. I'm going to let him pass.
Mark's riding style. He's got no fear whatsoever. Yeah, some two-wheel drift there. Crazy guy.
You see him drift then? I'm meant to be a semi-confident downhill runner and he went past me like I'm standing still. Mark, it's not going to be long before you outgrow that bike, mate.
Moral of the story is, yes, you can upgrade a cheaper bike and be absolutely fine on the trails. You won't necessarily want to do some really nasty downhill riding, but just go for it. There's nothing wrong with this bike. And there's another example of why a better fork can save your life. If he was on 100mm forks there, he would have actually come off, but the 130mm will actually absorb the impact.
Nice.
There you go. Better.
Controlled, yeah. Done. Dusted. Sandwell Valley, winter, snow, awful. Didn't enjoy it. Well, I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it actually. It was really good. What did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. It's grippier than I thought it'd be. I like grippier.
What do you think of Mark's riding?
He's a nutter. He's a nutter.
On his £350 B-twin bike with upgraded forks, he was outperforming us on our £1,000 worth of equipment. It was crazy.
He was two-wheel drifting and still pedalling.
Well, there you go. Shows you, doesn't it? It's not about the bike, it's about the person riding the bike, and he certainly is a good rider. So, we'll see you next week.